Finally, I've reached the point where I've completed all Darksiders. And what better way to cap it off than with the final game in the series? This is Darksiders Genesis. Don't go away. So finally I've gotten around to finally completing all of the Darksiders. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Genesis. And to start, I will say, if you've got a friend, bring him along. This game is co-op. Unfortunately, I played this game solo, which it wasn't such a bad experience as you might think. If you're a Darksiders fan, you're thinking, okay, Darksiders 1 had War, Darksiders 2 had Death, Darksiders 3 had Fury. Time for the fourth Horseman of the Apocalypse, right? Right? Well, you're correct. Strife is in the game. And War tags along. If you know anything about Darksiders, you might think, wow, this game looks a little bit different. It's actually completely different. It's technically a spin-off in my opinion. Sort of like the way that Revelations 1 and 2 is to Resident Evil. But don't let the look fool you, because going into the game, the reason why it took me so long to play this was, oh, it doesn't look like Darksiders. Is this really a Darksiders game? This is going to be a little different. Don't let it fool you. This is a pretty awesome game in small doses. I say in small doses because my usual stream, I usually stream anywhere between an hour and a half to 6 hours. I can completely differ in how I'm feeling and how the momentum of the game is going. This is a game where I stream an hour and a half to 2 hours and I'm done. Like, I just want to go on to the next one. The gameplay is pretty much a twin stick shooter if you're playing a Strife. It's pretty basic overall. The upgrade system is pretty in-depth. You can slot little orby things into specific spots that can match up for a better point system. This is honestly the best way to describe this system. It's not that fun, but it's looks like the developer spent some sort of time developing it. My biggest grip with the upgrade system is that a lot of it's useless. As Strife, who I played as mainly because, I mean, why would I play as War? I've already played as War, so I'm playing as Strife. I have upgrades where I could shoot like black holes out or health orbs, which don't really give you that much health. Why would I do that when I have this attack that was the first attack I got was the electrical attack, and it's the best one out there in my opinion. In for an easy round. I'm not even gonna break a sweat. Why can't I shoot? Okay. I always think these guys are much tougher than what they actually are because they're actually weak AF. Vulgrim is back. This is who you buy the upgrades from. But you also have on the other side Dis, D-I-S. That is literally her name. One of the worst names I've ever heard in my life. She also offers some upgrades and components to do stuff. She offers some cool ones for Strife, like increased mag capacity, increased hot streak capacity. Overall, pretty interesting stuff. The hot streak is one of the best components in this game. If it wasn't for the hot streak, I probably would have only played this game an hour at a time and would have called it a lot more boring. It's pretty much like a combo meter. Once you reach a certain height of a combo, you pretty much go infinite mode and you pretty much have unlimited ammo for a certain amount of time for Strife. It's a gameplay mechanic that is, you know, recycle, reuse, and goes back and forth non-stop, but it's something that keeps me entertained because, you know, once you get to that hot streak, you pretty much go ballistic and you just like stomp on the enemies. Do a backflip. Let me just do this. That shot oh, you shoot the decoy. I thought he was trying to shoot me with that trident shot. I thought he was the worst Aquaman Walmart edition ever. The story is not good. It's hard to tell a great story from a game like this because you don't have like the 3D models that like The Last of Us would use or the in-game cutscenes, which the in-game cutscenes do look amazing in this game. The story involves you wanting to kill Lucifer. So you go to Vulgrim and you say, hey, can you find him for us? And he's like, yeah, sure. Let me just grab Samael and you can go grab an item for me. So you go grab the item and you come back and you think, okay, where to now? And he's like, okay, go grab this other item for me. And you're like, okay, fine. You go grab the item, you come back and he's like, okay, well now Samael needs you to go grab an item. So you go grab the item, come back, and he says, wow, we might have found him. We just need this other item. You find yourself in this tumbling dryer of reused storylines of going to get an item and coming back about 8 or 9 times. Overall, it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. That's just the core of what it really is. The dialogue between War and Strife is very, it's got good chemistry the whole way through. The cutscenes, beautifully well done, which really helps it along. Which sort of vaults me to my next point. The game looks really amazing. Honestly, every level design, I don't know how many times I went in and said, wow, this looks like completely cool. Like this is like way different from the previous level. Like this is like not the same area. On top of the game looking nice, there were many times where I said to myself while streaming, you know what? This music is really good, and the menu theme proves that. I mean, the menu theme is just great, but great music in games is something that's few and far between, that developers rarely put their time into, so it's nice to see that in Darksiders Genesis. If you're Strife, you aim, you shoot, you kill, you move on, you grab an item, you bring it back. If you're War, you immediately attack, you grab an item, and you come back. Bosses in between. There's some cool Trickster Doors that are around here. The collecting is not very much, which I wasn't expecting some platformer collecting here, but you can collect Trickster Door keys, which you can use on the Trickster Doors. They're not as useful as you might think. You get a lot of souls for them and a lot of orbs that you can use for upgrading, but the upgrading system you quickly realize has a cap limit of how far you can go. So before you even finish the game, I was like, you know what? I don't even need Trickster Doors. What would I get from them? But you actually won't even realize when the end of the game is there, because it doesn't look like the end of the game. See, at one point, Samael opens a portal to Earth, and you're like, whoa, we get to go to Earth. We finally found Lucifer. He's here. We could kill him. This is it. This is the ending. Here comes the fight. So you go in, you get a cutscene, and there's no better way I could explain or tell the story of how the ending went than by just showing you the clip from the stream. So enjoy this 40 seconds of amazing ending out of nowhere. That was a really cool scene because it was a normal voice, but it looked like a super demon lord. That was the fucking ending? What was that? I thought we were gonna kill stuff on Earth! We didn't even get to see that Lucifer! So yeah, the ending is extremely abrupt and out of nowhere, which I'm not a fan of. But after you finish the game, you could also go back into the game and play arena mode, which I think that the games nowadays don't have bonus modes. Like Mercenaries for Resident Evil is a staple because people love it. I mean, you could play the whole story and then go back and do Mercenaries. In Darksiders Genesis, you could do arena mode. The downside is that the endless mode, the one I was hoping for the most, is blocked by a skill limit. And the skill limit is insanely high. I can't even think about how to get my character's level that high based on the upgrade system that I thought I cap limited off of. But you pretty much fight 10 waves of enemies, and you get your score, and you get little rewards for this. It's not the most interesting extra mode I've seen. It won't make you pull your wallet out and just drop cash, but it's something that was added that I had fun with. So that's pretty much it. Darksiders Genesis is generally a medium length game, I guess you could call. It's about 12 to 15 hours. Overall, it's not my favorite Darksiders. It's definitely not my least favorite Darksiders, but if I had to pin a number onto it, I would probably pin 7.9 out of 10. So that's it. Darksiders Genesis is done, and so far, from what I can tell, there's no more Darksiders in the works right now. There's no rumors going on about Darksiders 4 possibly going on, but never know. No one in the right mind expected Darksiders Genesis to come out looking like it did. Like, no one expected like a Darksiders in this style. Did it work? Hell yeah. Would I be mad if they did Darksiders 4 in this? Yes, because what I want is what every other Darksiders fans want. All 4 horsemen in the same game in the style of Darksiders 2. That would be great. Maybe they do a sequel to this and we get the real ending that I wanted in the first place. I wouldn't be too mad at that point, but for now, I'm your host, Save Planet Entertainment, and I hope you enjoy this review. Peace. Jail free card, it's so funny. Hey, lard ass. I died! I love how whenever I die, I can just come in with that move. Heyo, if you've stuck around this far, you're probably here for the random Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. While you listen, if you like, click the like button down below and subscribe if you want to see future content. Any support helps tremendously more than you'd ever believe. And if you're super dedicated, you can buy me a coffee, link in the description. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace.